Yo, what is going on, everybody? Crypto Kid here, coming at you again with another video. And today, we're going to be talking about three of our favorite currencies on this channel: Chainlink, Tezos, and Orchid OXT. A lot of you have been asking about Orchid, where I think the price is going. We're going to get to that at the end of the video. Make sure you stick around for that. But first off, I did want to talk about Chainlink and Tezos. Chainlink especially, this is a coin that I haven't been hating on per se, but I have been pretty bearish on recently because I did believe at least, that it was pretty overvalued. And we're going to come over here to the Coinbase charts. For those of you that come at me in the comments for using the Coinbase charts, I really don't get your point. They're super simple. I'm sorry, I don't want to use these charts that aren't very aesthetically pleasing. Like here, I really just kind of like the simplicity of the Coinbase charts. So you don't have to watch the video if you don't like the fact that I use Coinbase charts. But it's so irrelevant. Anyways, for the people that don't really care about that stuff, just keep on watching. Here we go. We're gonna be talking about Chainlink. So let's check out on the 1 week down 15%. Incredible buying opportunity, in my opinion. The fact that it's still down 15% after the recovery, I think this is a really good time to come in the market. And all I'm going to say is Chainlink really surprised me. I was pretty bearish on it, like I just said. I thought that it was going to kind of basically see a massive correction down to levels we saw, maybe not quite June levels, but at least July levels, where we were seeing kind of low $7 range, maybe even dipping under 7 or at least 8. But what happened was basically this month we had one of the biggest tests, and it went down to basically, I guess we should go on the weekly, went down to at the lowest 952, right around there. And then I'm expecting, okay, it's just going to keep dipping. No. Boom, immediately met with support. People coming in, buying the dip on Chainlink, and it pumps right back up to where it's at now, $12.58, which it's holding pretty stable. So all I'm going to say is that there's a lot of people behind Chainlink. I should have seen this coming, honestly. There's a lot of people behind Chainlink, and there's a lot of people that are willing to double down on their Chainlink investments when things go wrong. So that's why Chainlink, when it comes to dips and market dips, is a really strong asset to look into, because you know it's going to recover very well because of the support it has, and because its technology and what it's done is just so respected at this point in time. Whenever there is a dip that's not necessarily related to the coin or what's going on in the atmosphere of the coin, it's basically you're going to want to come over to Chainlink and get a bag of that, because this is one that's going to recover nicely, if that makes sense. So just to clarify, I'm basically saying when the whole market drops and it's not because of actual technology or actual news behind a coin, it's just because the market's dropping on a random day, Chainlink is one of the coins you're going to want to go into and buy. I'm not sure if I was clear the first time, but that time I think I was. So yeah, Chainlink, super impressed with the recovery that it made based off those price dips. Also, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, hit subscribe, coming up on 3,000 subscribers. Just a quick side note. So going on further, let's go ahead and talk about Tezos. I don't know how many times I have to say it. Tezos XTZ, really great investment in my eyes. Not financial advice, but I think this is one that never really saw its proper bull run. I think it is coming down the line, and I think it is going to be pretty massive. I believe that Tezos is going to eventually catch back up to Chainlink in terms of market cap. We all know that they kind of are linked together, if you will. A little Chainlink pun there. They're kind of tethered together. Oh my god, I keep using puns. Tether USDT. But Chainlink and Tezos have always moved together historically, and I think it's time that Tezos kind of makes a leap back up towards Chainlink's market cap. We could be seeing a 2 to 3x from Tezos, and that's one that obviously you can stake on. You can earn that passive income and then start to see a snowball effect there, get some compound interest going. So just all around, really great coin to invest in right now, especially after a 30% dip on the month and 18% on the week. It hasn't recovered all that much. Like I said in my video, if the market went bearish, I didn't see Tezos going much lower than $2.50. That sort of came to fruition, as the lowest we got to was $2.36. So I think that was a pretty good call there earlier. But now I think it's time that Tezos starts to recover. It only got up to, I think, $4.49, which compared to some of the other coins really wasn't that big of a run up, if you think about it. So anyways, I think Tezos is going to recover nicely, and I think when it does recover, it's going to be ready and primed for a nice mini bull run. So go ahead, get yourself a bag of Tezos not financial advice. Now finally, end of the video, guys, let's go ahead and talk about Orchid. A lot of you have been asking about this. I said I wasn't going to make a video about it for a little while, but once again, just wanted to reiterate some of the things I was saying, some of my new opinions on Orchid. All I'm going to say is that it is showing some great signs of life. Certain days it will just kind of pump out of nowhere if you guys have been watching closely. And I talk about this because we saw for this whole period, this was kind of when I bought in on Orchid, was probably around March or April. And we weren't seeing many pumps. Obviously, we had we literally had maybe 1 or 2 pumps a month. And other than that, the price wouldn't move at all. It would basically just be staying around the 17 to like 18.5 cent range, even going up to 20 there for a little bit. But basically from March to, let's see, like end of March, around 13, 14 cents, to basically June, like it kind of just stayed the same. So that's obviously quite a long period, and there were just very few signs of life. And then we just see this massive jump in the price of Orchid out of nowhere. And then this past month, we've seen definitely some more price action. We're starting to get a community behind Orchid. I think things are really kind of trending in the right direction. Now, the way I'm looking at this, to think that Orchid will never hit all-time highs again, that it'll never go up to $1, I think would just be stupid. I believe that maybe that it's not going to hit $1 this month, this year. But I think to say in the future that Orchid's never going to go up to $1 again, just it wouldn't make much sense to me. And for that reason alone, I think Orchid is one that is worth stacking. I think the market cap is still quite unbelievably low. There's a lot of speculation about it. A lot of people don't actually believe it's 23.2 million. But I know for sure it's not high at all. I think the highest I saw was like around 200 million or so, which is still relatively small for a coin that is on Coinbase and Gemini. So you're going to want to go ahead and get yourself a bag of Orchid, not financial advice. Always do your own research and just kind of hold on for the next pump, whether that be now or a few months from now. I do believe Orchid will eventually go back up to $1, which is basically a 3x off of an investment right now. And I think that this pump kind of just, it wasn't tied to any like crazy news. I mean, I know there was a little news with adding support to Korea, and a couple different things. They rolled the app out, this and that. But there wasn't any crazy groundbreaking news, and I think that the company behind Orchid and the VPN service, the app, I think that there's a lot of room to grow, and that a more natural bull run could be spewing at some point in the near future. So go ahead, get yourself a bag of Orchid, wait for that next pump, and make sure you sell at the top this time. A lot of people just held all the way through and ended up losing money. So you want to make sure you're timing that bull run right. Obviously, you're not going to hit it perfectly, but the way I kind of look at it, this honestly applies to any coin. When you see a massive pump up right here, you're obviously not going to know to sell at exactly $1, but when it comes and when it drops here to like 86.4 cents, that's when you want to be like, oh shoot, I should probably get out. And it doesn't work 100% of the time, but I just don't know, with me personally and looking back at Bitcoin, that first big initial drop is a really good time to get out, because you're still up near the top, but you also know that things are probably not going to be looking good for the future. But who knows, this market's crazy unpredictable. Just hodl, sell for more than you paid for, and you'll always win. So anyways, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Let me know if I clear some things up for you. Let me know any videos you want me to make in the future. I'm hopefully going to be getting videos out on a more consistent basis. Hopefully 7 a week, but sometimes it's a little much because of my schedule. So I look for at least 2 to 3 videos. I don't see myself ever going below that in the near future. So make sure, stay tuned for that. Go ahead, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.